Hi guys, as you can see on your screen, you will need the new Unit 2 surface area and volume packet. If you don't have one, you need to grab one from the front round table. Also, your area and perimeter performance task is due by the end of class today. It needs to go in the basket. So, if your performance task is currently not finished, you should stop this video and go finish that first, because you can always do this video and the notes over the weekend. So do the performance task first. If your performance task is finished and in the basket, then go ahead and keep watching. We're going to start Unit 2, surface area and volume. So if that is our topic, if you turn to page 3, today we're going to focus on rectangular prisms. Since we're spending an entire unit on surface area and volume, we need to know what that is. So surface area is the sum of the areas of each face of a solid. It's measured in square units. Basically, we're looking at three-dimensional shapes. So if I want the surface area, I want the area of all of the sides added together. So if the shape is made up of a bunch of rectangles, I need the area of every rectangle and add it together. Because it's an area, it is still measured in square units, just like the area in our last unit. Surface area refers to the area of, say, the outside of the shape. Meaning if I had that shape and I wanted to paint it, how much paint would it take? Volume is referring to the inside. Volume is the measure of the amount of space inside a solid, and it will be measured in cubed units, meaning it will get a little exponent of 3. So if we're measuring the amount of space inside a solid, this is like if I want to take that shape and I want to fill it with water, how much water would fit inside? Because we're talking about a three-dimensional amount of space, we're talking about putting that units in 3 dimensions. That's why we're going to give our units the little 3 to cube in. If at any point you need more time, like if you need more time with definitions, hit pause on the video. So if that's the case, pause now. So if I move on, today we're focused on a rectangular prism. That's a fancy name for a box. All of the sides of our shape are going to be rectangles of different sizes. But instead of having to work with any of those individually, what we're going to do is we're going to use our surface area and volume formulas, which take care of putting all of it together for us. So for surface area of a rectangular prism, it is 2 times the length times the width, plus 2 times the length times the height, plus 2 times the width times the height. You can see the length, the width, and the height, your L, W, and H labeled on your picture. Volume is simply length times width times height. We'll multiply those 3 values. Again, if you need time to write the formulas, pause now. Okay. So if we continue down to the 2 examples, I'm going to be using the surface area and the volume formula. On your picture, a length, a width, and a height are labeled. So if I'm working with surface area, I'm going to need 2 length of 10, width of 6, and it's all multiplication, so I'm using parentheses, plus 2 times length of 10, height 4, plus 2 width of 6, height of 4. So what you have here are 3 little groups. We're going to take and we're going to multiply those 3 little groups. So 2 times 10 times 6 gives me 120. 2 times 10 times 4 makes 80. 2 times 6 times 4 makes 48. And now I simply add those 3 values together. 248 meters squared. So surface area always gets our unit squared. Then if I'm finding the volume, I'm going to simply do length times width times height. So my volume, length of 10, width of 6, height of 4. Again, all multiplication, so 10 times 6 times 4 is 240, and then volume gets units cubed, so meters cubed, or to the third power. I'd like you guys to pause the video here and try example number 2. So hit pause and do 2. Hopefully you took care of question 2. Here are the answers for question 2. So for surface area, we should get 324 meters squared. And for volume, we should get 360 meters cubed. If you need more time with example 2, hit pause. Otherwise, we're going to continue on to examples 3 and 4. So, like we did in our area and perimeter unit, sometimes we use our surface area or our volume formulas and we go backwards to find a missing measurement. So number 3 says to find the height if the volume is 1,260 inches cubed. Notice that on my picture, only length and width are labeled. So if my volume formula is length times width times height, just like we did before, we're going to plug in the values that we know. So my volume is 1,260. My length is 15, my width is 12, and we're missing our height. So first thing I'm going to do is perform the multiplication that I can. On the right, I can do 15 times 12 and get 180. Now that says that that's 180 times h. So opposite of multiplication is division. So if I divide both sides by 180, I get 7 inches for my height. Individual measurements will still have those individual units. So because it's the height, it is just 7 inches. It's not squared, it's not cubed. Same idea if we look at number 4. Find the length if the surface area is 320 inches squared. Notice that on my picture, they gave me the width and the height, but the length is what's missing. So surface area formula, 2 times length times width, 2 times length times height, 2 times width times height. Remember, you don't have to write out the formula. You can fill in the numbers as you go, but if it helps, write it out, and now I'm going to put in what we have. They told me the surface area was 392. 2 length is missing, width is 5. 2 length is missing, height is 8. 2 times 5 times 8. So just like I did on the last question, I'm going to go through and do all of the multiplying that I can do. So I can do 2 times 5, and now this is 10L. 2 times 8 is 16L. And 2 times 5 times 8 is 80. Well, I have a 10L and a 16L. So let's combine those like terms. So 10 plus 16 is 26L. And now I'm going to keep solving my equation for L. So I'm going to subtract my 80. So 312 equals 26L. And so I can divide both sides by 26. 12, my unit is inches, is my length. If you need more time with examples 3 or 4, hit pause now. So that's all of the notes. Today was short and sweet. All you need to do now is take care of the rectangular prism homework on page 4, and you need to submit that to Canvas by 8 a.m. Monday morning. Once again, your area and perimeter performance task is due by the end of class here on Friday. So please make sure that that is in the basket before you leave. Take care of page 4 now in the new packet for Monday. I hope you guys have a great weekend.